Hi guys, Danielle back, Danielle's Homemade Products. Today I'm attempting to make some homemade silicone molds. I've had this stuff for a while, so I'm not sure how well it'll work, because honestly it was in my car part of winter, but we're going to try it. It's from smoothon.com. Easy, you basically mix equal parts of it and then pour it over what you're going to make. So I've got some cherries, blackberries, and blueberries. I've tried this once before with blueberries and all the babies floated to the top. So I think what I need to do is put a thin layer on the bottom first and set the fruit in, let that set, and then mix another batch to go over the top. So we'll see how this goes. I'm going to set in all it is equal parts volume or weight on these ones. So it's the one thing that's a little nicer. And I realize that this part that I'm doing here is out of frame. You want to come out. These ones are only half full, so it's taking a minute to get the sludge down into the bottom of the cup. I don't know how much I'm going to need, so I'm just going to start with a small amount. I can always mix more. And all I did was take some boxes and tape them to make sure they weren't going to leak. This one's an old makeup one. It's got some makeup on the bottom, but since I'm not really going to use this for food, I didn't think it would make much of a difference. So the debate is to which one to start with. Before I mix those together, let's get some of these cherries. I want the stems off. Should have did this before I started recording, but I didn't think about it. Use the bigger, but this box for them. And no, I'm not going to fill the entire box up. I'm just going to make sure I cover it, but I wanted a box bigger than the fruit just to make sure I could cover them completely. And I probably will have to trim around them once I take them out of the mold because, well, just because I'm going to be pouring on top of them and I want to make sure I cover them, at least, you know, the majority of the way. So I might have to clean up the mold. That's the other one. I'm only going to do 20 of them because really it's probably be about as many as I would need. That one's, that should be alright. Okay. Now that those are done and ready, this stuff is a sticky mess, which is why I'm using plastic cups and spoons so that I don't have to worry about trying to get this stuff off. And if I have more here than I need to coat just the bottom of the mold, then I'll pour it in the second one and get berries going in the second one too. The bad thing about this is it's hard to tell because they're not colored if you have incorporated them well. If you had one colored, you'd be able to tell by streaks or lack of colored streaks, whether you had incorporated the mixtures together well. I think I'm going to have barely enough to cover the bottom of this. I should have found a smaller box, but that's okay. If I don't get all of them made, I'll be okay with that. Just trying to even it out a little bit. If it's not perfect, I'm okay with that. I'm just setting them upside down in the mixture. Okay, well, I guess I'll do 18 because I don't have any more room in the bottom of there. So I'm going to bring it in so you can see. I still have to attach my tripod, but I've just got them set upside down inside the mixture, whatever you want to call it. And then after that has sit for a little bit and started to set up, I will add more and coat the outside, you know, continue to cover them. So I will be back. And it's still a little tacky, but it's set up enough that I can pour a second layer on it. They're no longer sliding around in the box. You can see they're pretty stable. So, I'm going to do the same thing we did before. Equal parts of both A and B, which I may need to open my second box. I didn't want to get any of the other fruit out and then not have enough mixture to make molds for all of them. So, the cherries are the biggest, so I'm going with those guys first. Trying to get every bit out of the containers. Don't want to waste or lose any of it. Now it took about 45 minutes for that to set up. Like I said, it's not quite cured completely, but it's enough that I can pour the second layer on. Like I said, I'll pour what I've got in here together, and then I will, if I need more, I'll get the other jars open too. I wanted a cherry mold for a while, but silicone molds are so darn expensive that I was trying to find an alternative to purchasing one. And I found this. So we're seeing maybe this time my mold making will go a little bit better. That sounds so gross. Just trying to make sure I get it all mixed well. It sounds like something's breaking or squishing, almost like, you know, fart putty you see from kids' stores and stuff that they giggle every time they get it to make a noise. Okay. I may need to mix up some more. We shall see. Oh yeah, I'll definitely have to mix up some more. Okay guys, I'm going to mix up some more, finish covering the cherries, and I'll be back once I can take the cherries out. See you soon. I did end up having enough to do almost all the molds. This guy's going to try and photobomb me over here.
Hey, that's mine!
The blueberries I didn't quite have enough to cover, but I think they'll be okay.
What did you do?
I made molds. And there's more blueberries and cherries and blackberries if you want some.
So now we can't eat the...
You don't want to eat the ones that are in the mold, but here's the blackberries.
We have a gooseberry in the backyard in our house.
And then here are the cherries. And I'm going to take them out of the box. And this is going to be the fun part.
No one try?
This is the box I cut my hand doing.
Did you cut it already?
I cut the top of the box off. I haven't cut that out yet, so let that be for a second. I'll get to that one in a second.
I'm trying to squeeze things.
Okay, don't squeeze the cherries. I don't want them to make a mess in the mold.
I don't think I can.
Okay, let it be for the moment, okay?
These taste funny.
No, we're not exactly in season right now.
The ones in our backyard actually taste really good.
No, because they only grow when it's in season. I knew these boxes were going to be trash, which is why I found just some boxes I could toss.
Well, that's what skunks bad.
I will try to be careful when I get that one out, okay?
You better.
These have sat for probably about an hour, probably a little bit more.
Happy Valentine's Day, guys!
Yeah, today is Valentine's Day.
$2017. What's today?
Valentine's Day?
Let me look today.
February 14th.
2017 for February 14th.
Okay, so I got the sucker out.
But that's not sucker. Have you ever tried one that was green?
No.
I have.
Did I give you a bellyache?
It was sour and it was good. And these taste really good.
Okay. This is going to be interesting. I probably should use a smaller knife.
No, that's giving me a bellyache.
Trying to pierce it without damaging the mold. This one looks like it might be too thin on this end. That one might be too, but I still might be able to make them work, so we'll see. We'll see. I filled this one too high. And that one not high enough. This is going to make a total mess. Sky, I'm recording. Okay, yeah, this one I just poked all the way through. So this one may not work very well. My hands are going to be stained, guys.
I'm going to try this the way that I just made it.
Okay, guys, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so far, the blackberries were not so successful. I'm going to have to soak it out to see if I can use it. I'm working on the cherries now. I didn't pour a thick enough bottom layer, so it is coming through in some of them. But I think I can patch that with maybe some hot glue and it'll be okay. That, or I can get more, you know, at least I can maybe use this until I can get more silicone and re-pour the bottom of it. But so far the cherries are coming out pretty easily. I've gotten 3 out. Did have to cut around them and taking a piece off. And this is getting tacky on this end. I can get them to pop pretty much the majority of the way out. So overall, pretty easy. I think it does take some practice in using it. Obviously, I haven't practiced enough yet to know how deep to pour it initially or how deep it needs to be, period, after that. So overall, nice way, a less expensive way of getting custom molds if you want them. So I shall chat with you soon. Hi guys, don't mind the mess on the table behind me. I've got to put it away. But bottom line, as far as doing the homemade silicone molds, yes, it's cheaper to do it than to buy them. I didn't have much luck with the first couple times I've done them. I think the best one that came out was the cherries. Blueberries, actually, even though they weren't completely filled, they actually turned out pretty decent too. But I am going to have to put a layer of something on the bottom of them to keep any melt and pour soap from oozing out. So I've got to clean up my mess that I've made in here while I was doing those, and I just thought I'd update you. Again, it's more like trial and error, seeing how deep you need to pour it. I probably would have had better success with like the blackberries if I had used a mold release, but I didn't have any and I didn't think about it till it was too late. And the blueberries and cherries would have been better too if I had poured it a little thicker, let that set up at least partially so that it would suspend the cherry or blueberry, and then poured a top layer and not come up above the top of them. So again, trial and error, and I learning just right along with you. So I'll get some more of that at another time and try again. And that's all you can do, is learn and move on. So talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye. Don't you just love my kiddo hollering crap in the background? Yeah. Talk to you guys later.